Good morning. I am ready to get into the presence of God through Judges 15. Father, we thank you this morning. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. I think that every time we ask God to give us our daily bread and to lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, I think that's very vital. I don't think that ought to be just a practice of words that we say every morning or you say. I think that every day we ought to ask God to deliver us from evil and to give us this day our daily bread. Make sure that what we're eating today is what we need in my own personal life for today. And I think that's a privilege. I think it's a privilege that we have the right to go before God and remind him that we need him and watch him pay and realize that there is nothing too small in our lives that God is not concerned about. Because when I get into Judges 15, we're going to see some things that God, I'm amazed at who he is. I'm amazed that he said, I got you in my hand. And that means that the whole world, all continents, all water, all trees, all fish, everything is right there before his eyes. And we have to trust that. And if you haven't settled in your heart that the word of God is the final authority, then you'll be searching forever. And I haven't seen anything that knows me so well. I'm like the woman at the well. Come see a man that told me everything ever I did, every move I ever made. And it's so amazing to me that he knows me just like that. He knows me, and I just accept it. I can't explain it. I just accept it, and I just live with it, and I just enjoy it. Because it's the only thing that you can do. Anybody love you like that? You can't do nothing but enjoy it. You just might as well just because, in life, when you make a commitment to people and they don't do you right, you tend to put God in that category. But God said, I'm not like that. You can chill with me. If I told you that I'll do it, I'll do it. I'll keep my word. If you just do what I ask you to do and line up, whether it be go forward, go backward, put it in neutral, however he wants me to be navigated, I have relaxed because I trust him. To get into Judges 15, I'm running kind of late this morning. I had a problem with my computer today. All right, yesterday, Samson got mad and he went home. Now he went there for his wife. It had the people there gathered and he gave a riddle, and the guys bluffed, put a I can't say bluffed his wife because they carried the thing out. But they told his wife to find out the riddle because they couldn't figure it out. And she found it out from Samson. He kept his word. And then he left him and said, I'm going home. He left his wife. I'm going home with my mom and my daddy. But he came back today. Judges 15. But it came to pass within a while after. Imagine you just got married, your husband get mad at what you did, which he had a right to be upset. Because, first of all, Samson didn't know these people. And we get into the hand of the enemy and they start acting, you trust the enemy. You don't need that woman, Samson. God already told you, know better than that. Just because you don't hear God say, believe what he said in writing. He said, don't go after them folks. You wasting your time. If I'm God and I don't want to be around him, please don't do that. So Samson decided he was just going, oh, Lord, you can put you on hold. What you need you to be quiet. And God said, Samson, man, if I'm not going over there, believe you me, you don't want to go. If God's saying, if I don't want to be a part of that, and I'm trying to get rid of it, Samson don't go. But he did anyway. And then he went in and then he saw more than the face of the woman that he said he wanted. And he got himself in a tight. So Samson went home. He left his wife at the wedding. Yes, I'm going home to my mom and my daddy. I'm mad at you because you told my secret. So let's see what he did. Did he come back? Okay, chapter 15, and the story continues. But it came to pass within a while after, so that Samson got upset with his wife, but he softened up after a while. Now, I don't know how long he was gone, but something happened. Let's see what happened. But it came to pass within a while after, in the time of wheat harvest, that Samson visited his wife with a kid. So I'm going to bring you a little gift. I'm going to get them for my baby right here. Come here, little old goat. Come on, I'm take you to my wife. She might like you. You kind of cute. So he visited his wife with a kid. And he said, I would go in to my wife into the chamber. He said, I'm going in there to see my wife. Okay, I'm going into the chamber. But her father would not suffer him. He said, oh, not today. No, Samson. You going up in there. But her father would not suffer him to go in. He said, wait a minute. Hey, is that, who is that? That's Samson. Is that Samson? Where you on? I'm going to see my wife. You need to take the goat out of here. Why? I didn't know you were coming back. Word. Second verse. And her father said, I barely thought, I'm just saying, Samson, I'm sorry, but I didn't know you were coming back. I'm scratching my head and trying to figure this out. And her father said, I verily thought that you had utterly hated her. So if that girl did what you didn't do, I just knew you hated that girl. Therefore, I gave her to your companion. Samson said, so what? You did what? I thought you were gone. So I told your friend to marry her. I gave my daughter to your friend. Your best man, perhaps. And this stuff is enough to drive you to a point. But God is behind all of this. You ever been around a juvenile delinquent that he really don't care nothing about? He said, what you do to me? I said, you should have done that. And her father said, I verily thought that you had utterly hated her, therefore I gave her to your companion. Is not her younger sister prettier than she? Is she fairer than her? I got a baby girl now. Take her, I pray you, instead of her. Just go and take my baby daughter. Just take her. And Samson said concerning them, her husband, my wife, in my dad-in-law. You still my dad-in-law, because I didn't give her up. If Samson said concerning them, now shall I be more blameless. Now what I'm getting ready to do, I just got to do what I got to do. Then the Philistines, though I do them a displeasure. He said, when I get through with y'all, I'm finna, y'all don't know me. Just like I ain't know you do nothing like that. You don't know me. So I ain't finna, what I'm getting ready to do, I got a right to do it. Why? Who in the world would the father-in-law give my bride to my best man and then tell me to take his little girl, his younger daughter, man, she cuter, she prettier, she fairer. Samson said, and Samson went in and caught 300 foxes. Somebody said, well, they wasn't on foxes, because God can't be right on fox. He must have been some other, it said, this other animal. But I'm sticking with the word. I like it better. What is a fox to God? And I thought about Noah when he went to get all the animals prepared to get on the ark. And I just see God saying, boy, I got them foxes already. They just standing. They almost standing there like statues. I got them. No, I don't care if they I don't care if they were running. Samson said, and the word said, God said, and Samson went and caught 300 foxes and took a torch, a firebrand, and took firebrands and turned tails to tail. God need 2 foxes. I'm going to take your tail and tie it up. And put a firebrand in the midst between the two. Just imagine when a man get mad. Just imagine, just even today, if somebody did something to you, that strength that overwhelms you to go handle that situation. Just imagine Samson at times 1,000. I'm just saying. And he lived like that with that type of energy. He took them foxes, tied them. He's not. The only thing Samson think about right now is revenge. And when he had set the brands on fire, he put them together, and he waited till he got it together, and he lit that thing. Oh, Lord, I like being dramatic. I doubt if Samson had one of them. Samson said, let me get these 2 foxes together. And he waited. And then you know when he did that, the foxes took off, right? Somebody said, how long did it take him to do that? I don't know. When you mad, how long does it take you to destroy something? He was mad. And Samson went in and caught 300 foxes and took the torches and turned tail to tail and put a firebrand in the midst between them 2 tails. And when he had set the brands on fire, he let them go into the standing corn. He said, I'm going straight up there where it's time for them to start making their money. Get that corn that's ready to just almost shuck it and make some popcorn and some corn and the corn was ready to time to eat. And when he had set the brands on fire, he let them go into the standing corn of the Philistines, not the children of Israel corn, and burn up both the shocks, the part they gathered, and said, I'm going to let this stand right here, and it's going to cover the corn that's still in the ground. So we're going to put our shocks right here. We already gathered this together, so they had already pulled what they wanted here. Got it all standing all pretty like it's about September around that time. At least that's what I think. I saw somebody else say it was earlier part of the month. But anyway, he said, I burned down the shocks and the corn that was standing up ready to be plucked. Then them foxes ran into the grapevine, the vineyards, and it went over there to them olives. He said, I'm destroying everything y'all making money off of. Everything that the Philistines thought they were going to get their money this time of year. Then the Philistines said, who has done this? And they said, Samson, your son-in-law. He said, and they answered Samson, the son-in-law of the Timnite. Why? The word that got around town because he had taken his wife. How you going to take my wife and give it to my best man or the man that was in my wedding? A guy, I don't even know this guy. And giving her to his companion. And the Philistines came up. He said, where that man live at? And they burned that girl and her daddy with fire. They killed a girl and her daddy. So I know you didn't start nothing like this around here. You know we don't have. You know how we think in the Philistine. We don't believe in God. We say that we are God. And you know that we were going to burn you. So why in the world would you let this crazy man come in here and set this thing on fire like that? And Samson said, Samson said, I'm still talking. And Samson said to them, though you have done this, and you don't kill the girl too? He said, you shouldn't have done that. That's Samson. You shouldn't have done that. though you have done this, yet will I ain't done yet. I'm not done. I'm not tired and I'm ready. Yet will I avenge. I will be avenged of you. And after that, I'm going to stop. I'm not done. And he smote them hip and thigh. Boy, went in there with a great slaughter. Killed so many soldiers and people and policemen. He just, And he went down and dwelt in the top of the rock of Etam. He told the truth. I get through with you, I'm going to take a break. And that's what he did. He didn't go home to his mom and dad at the time. Because this is their first time ever seeing anybody like Samson. And it was unbelievable to see a man that whooped that many people. He said, I'm going to beat you down, then I'm going to take a break. And he did just what that. He said, I'm going to hit you in the hip and the thigh. When I get through with you, you shouldn't have done that. You done killed my wife and her daddy, him. Wow, I don't know. Anyway, he said, I'm getting ready to take revenge. And then I'm going to take a break. And that's exactly what he did. Then the Philistines went up and pitched in Judah. So we're going to sit right here and spread themselves in Lehi. They went to a particular place where the children of Judah was, and they set up camp. Now, I didn't understand, but now I do. If you came in and attacked my people, then I'm going to go in and attack your people. But God said it ain't going to happen. Yours was attacked. Leave them alone. So that big army of Philistines, you would think they'd just go in and start hurting. They killed the girl and her daddy for what Samson did to their crop. Instead of them going in and said, we're just going to start a war with the children of Israel, they just stopped and said, we're gonna sit right here. Which let me know God said, you watch, you might have you got a plan, but I'm over everything. So they came in, pitched a tent, did what they had to do, and just sat there and looked. And the men of Judah said, they came down, why are you coming up against us? Why are you sitting out here like you're getting ready to do something to us? And they answered, we ain't gonna bother you. We're looking for Samson. We came to bind Samson. One man, that's all we're looking for. That's why we're here, to do to him as he has done to us. Listen to that sentence. We're going to do to him what he has done to all of us, or one to us. That ratio is we don't want nobody but Samson. That's all we want. Then check this out. Then 3,000 men of Judah, 3,000 brothers, God's people, went to the top. They was like, they don't want nobody but Samson. But why did it take 3,000 brothers to go get one man? Because after they saw what Samson had done to them folk, they hadn't seen this before. They had a whole army of their own brothers of the church went to the top of the rock of Etam and said to Samson, know thou not that boy, do you know the Philistines are rule over us? They tell us what to do. What is that you have done unto us? He said, what have you done unto us? And he should have said, I just delivered y'all from some of the evil that I ain't done with. What have you done unto us? And Samson should have said nothing. I ain't did nothing to y'all. And he said unto them, as they did unto me, they did it to me first, and I just finished. As they did unto me, so have I done unto them. That's what I did. They shouldn't have done it to me. They hurt me, I hurt them. One man. And they said unto him, we are come down to bind you. Come here, Samson, that we may deliver you into the hand of the Philistine. All them folk down there waiting on you. And Samson said to them, he said, now swear to me. Swear unto me that you will not fall on me. He's going to tell y'all right now. Judah, all my brothers, make sure y'all don't do nothing stupid, because right now, swear to me you ain't finna hurt me or try to hurt me. And they spake unto him, saying, No, Samson, but we will bind you fast and deliver you into their hand, but surely we will not kill you. We ain't gonna do it. God said, no, you ain't gonna do it. Samson knew you wasn't gonna do it. God knew you wasn't gonna do it. And they bound him with 2 cords and brought him up from the rock. And when he came unto Lehi, came to that little old locked in place, the Philistines shouted against him. All these folks shouted against one man. They thought it was one man. And the Spirit of God, the Spirit of the Lord mightily upon him, came mightily upon him, and the cords that were on him, on his arm that they had bound him with, because there was some real, you wasn't getting out of that stuff, not a regular person, became as flax that was burnt with fire, came as, and his bands loosed from off his hands. All that stuff they had him wrapped up with, I'm assuming that his arms and stuff was wrapped up, and then they had his hands tied, and the words of that stuff came as something that's a cord that had been burnt. And he found a new jawbone of the ass. This time look at God. The details that God set just so Samson can see what he needed. He said, here's a brand new bone, Samson. And he found a new jawbone of an ass and put forth his hand and took it. God put it right there so he could see it. And he slew 1,000 men with a jawbone of an ass. And Samson said, with the jawbone of an ass, look at all these folk, heap upon heaps. With the jawbone of an ass have I slain 1,000 men. So why did God allow that? Why did God allow Samson and then provide what he needed, his tool that he needed? No sword, no just a natural piece. First of all, God is demonstrating that I don't need anything but somebody obedient to carry out my orders. And I would use something I use the jawbone of an ass. Why did God allow him to do the Philistines like that? All right, let's say that you have set up a government against God, and nothing can penetrate that government, and you are hurting people, and you violate God's laws. Anything that God says, you stout against God. You're an enemy of God. And God allowed you to be over the children of Israel, but you had so far that you can go. You had so much you can do to them. But he said, but the way y'all do people, period, you have no regards for life. And I set it up just so I let the children of Israel get up under your rules so they can see what it's like to be away from me and under somebody like you. Would you have, how in the world, who in their right mind, what kind of thought were you thinking that you burn a woman and her dad up? Because he suggested there was no law against what the Philistines would do. They had made themselves stout against God. They would count their numbers of people, and they count what they had, and they lived off of death. Blood shed in that country of the Philistines was just what they did. They were just terrorizers. They always finding a plan to hurt people. So God allowed this seemingly young juvenile delinquent, a young man with all his strength that he put inside him. It's not Samson, it's the strength of God. And when God destroys anything that hurts people, he means to destroy it. And he used Samson to get the job done while he demonstrated his care and covering for the children of God. That lets you know right there that when the Philistines came, they could have just came in, burning up the children of Israel. But God said, no, it ain't going to happen like that. They are under punishment, but you're not getting ready to put your hand on them. No, you got the word. The word says, "Except the Lord keep the house, all your money you spending on anything is just vain." He said, "If you in the house and you got my word, if I don't keep the house, your doorbell and all your locks and keys won't work." The children, the Philistines came straight in front of the Philistines. The Philistines came straight in front of the children of Israel, and they could have attacked them, but they said, "We're looking for one man." And 3,000 children of Israel went and got that man. And God was like, I didn't put you over here for them to feel like they're getting the upper hand on you. I want you to understand what it's like to be led by these folk. These folk, just imagine the worst crime a person commit. That was ordinary for the Philistines. And they went and got Samson, and Samson took the jawbone that God had. God said, "I got a brand new jawbone of an ass." He freshly came out of nobody else ever used it. And Samson went there and killed 1,000 men. And it came to pass when he had made an end of speaking that he cast away the jawbone. I'm through with that. Out of his hand, and called that place Ramath Lehi. And he got so thirsty and called on the Lord and said, "It's the first time I've seen Samson in the book of Judges so far call on the Lord. And he said, 'Thou hast given this great deliverance unto the hand of your servant. And now shall I die for thirst.'" Man, come on, God. I mean, I'm a fighter, and I just whooped 1,000 men, and all I'm dying now is of a cup of water. "Thou hast given this great deliverance unto the hand of your servant, and now shall I die for thirst and fall into the hand of the uncircumcised?" These folk don't have no regards for your word, and then I'm going to die. Oh, God, give me some water. He said, "All you have to do but ask, Samson." But God clave a hollow place that was in the jaw. Now somebody said that was the jaw of the jawbone, but that area was the place that he was locked in. That section that was in the jaw. And if you want to say, well, he took the jawbone and brought water through it, he could do that too. But many commentators said that the jaw was that section called Lehi. And that's what Lehi means. It means jaw. "And there came water thereout." God said, "Boy, there your water is right there." And when he had drunk, his spirit came again. He said, "I'm ready to what? Get out of my way." And he revived. Wherefore he called the name there in Hakari, which is in Lehi unto this day. So the name Lehi means jaw, the area called jaw. And he judged Israel. Now he understands that now he's put in position to, somebody want to speak to you. "And he judged Israel in those days of the Philistines 20 years. That means that the Philistines, Israel living there, the Philistines didn't bother them for 20 years. They didn't bother Samson. And Samson said, "Anybody got a problem, y'all get on my book. Make sure you register and give me the nature of your problem, and I got you." And the people felt secure because God had put somebody in there that had their back. So this is the part of the word that's continuing on to show what God said concerning Samson. And this means, this right here, I got a little song I just wrote that I'm getting ready to sing it. God pays attention to detail. Out of all that was done, God had every detail. The water was detailed. That was not too small for Samson. The jawbone of an ass was not too small for Samson. Anything that you need in order to carry out the will of God, God said, "I got you. Make your request known unto me. If you're going to work in my behalf, water, come forth." Go get that ass over there and take that jaw out of here and lay it right there. So when I get through with Samson, when Samson get ready to do what he got to do for me, because God has said, I need Samson's strength. Because if I come down there, I just have to have you all to cover what I need, because I'm a different type of, you don't want to see my angle like that. Anyway, that is Judges chapter 15. And you know what I'm getting ready to do. I'm so ready to eat 16. That's all I got to say. There's a short chapter. It wasn't 20 verses. But it doesn't matter. It was complete. And that's what I try to do. Talk to y'all later. Love y'all. Have a good day. Thank you.